Hello Flosstube, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my cross stitch and quilting series here on my channel. This is Flosstube number 31 and this is January 22nd, 2023. I have some finishes, some fully finishes. Well, I have one finish and two fully finished to share today. I'd hoped to get some more of the finishes that I shared last week fully finished, but that didn't happen. So hopefully maybe yet this weekend I can get to those so I can share next week. I had a start and a finish this last week. I worked on the Big Hearted Sal a little bit and all of that good stuff. So I have a lot to share with you today. I have a lot of information, upcoming stuff that I want to share. I have some happy stitchy mail. I've got giveaways galore. I have some giveaways to give away this week to announce winners. So let's go ahead and jump in. As always, I have my timestamps listed down in the description below. So if you want to jump to a certain part of the video, it's very easy to do by clicking the time and that will take you to that part of the video. The other thing I want to mention, if I talk about something, I put a link down below if I have a link for it. If I don't have a link for it, I try to let you know in the video, or if it's not there, I probably don't, but you can ask because sometimes I do forget. But I do like to mention that, I do like to mention that because it does save me some time from answering the same questions over and over. Okay. So first things first, as always, we're going to do a little Q&A. I have a few more questions than normal, or that I've had in a little while. So let's go ahead with Chai's Crafty Adventures. Do you have any recommendations on starting a floss tube? Yes, just do it. As far as recommendations, you will learn and grow as you go, as in anything. I say if you have an interest in having a Flosstube channel, to just jump in and do it. My one piece of advice, because I've done it both ways. When I started, I was super organized. And then a few videos, I just kind of, I felt like I threw them together where I didn't like have a typed itinerary or a written itinerary. Either way, I've done it both. I am more successful when I am doing like I did today, where I took about 45 minutes really, and I typed up everything and tried to gather as much as possible. There's always those things that you forget or whatever, but if I have the majority of my information typed up or written down to get started, the video goes so much smoother. So that would be my advice. But other than that, just jump in and do it. Beatrice says, when you put your floss in the little bags, do you leave the acrylic floss drops on them? Also, how long do you cut your strips of floss to put on the drops? Yes, I just leave them on there because when I go back to pull them, more than likely I will, I don't want to rethread it on the floss drop. So I said I would show. I feel like that question maybe was asked again. Yes, Rosella also asked, when putting floss on floss drops, how long do you cut your lengths of floss? So because I had multiple questions, I thought I would show you. I did not label this one yet, so I will do that later. Here is the clear floss. I'm just taking the tip of my scissors. You can use anything sharp. You can even probably use your fingernail. There is film on the front and the back of these because they are acrylic to protect them. And I just grab it with the tip of my scissors and peel that off. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, just a little FYI, I cut it out. I got a knot that I never get, and the whole tutorial turned into a disaster. So we're starting over. And Odin wants me to play fetch with him. Your DMC, if you don't know, always pull from the end that has the number, and you should not get tangles. Now, I didn't get tangles till I pulled mine out, I'm going to try to be a little more careful this time. I normally do this like at my counter or my table so I can really pull it out and keep it a little bit straighter. So that's probably what happened. So we're going to try to do it carefully here. This is to put it on your floss. And of course, I've already shown this part of it. So let me peel off, because I did go ahead and finish my other one. I'm just not leaving it in the video because I got mad. That's just real life, guys. Real life. Okay, have my clear acrylic floss, just like before. From the end with the number, and I was last years old when I learned to do that. So if you don't know that, it is a great tip. So no, Odin. It's not really helpful that he's being really, really annoying. So all I'm doing is I'm pulling this out. I'm going to pull it completely from here, but I like to be really kind of careful. What I'm doing is I'm looking for the other end of the floss. And then I like to match up those two ends. Okay? Then I just gently run it through my hands. I folded it in half once. Now, how long you keep your floss is going to be determined on how long of a length of floss you like to stitch with. I know that there are some DMC things that help you cut your floss. This is just the Nichol way of doing it. So do whatever you like. But this is to answer the questions. So now I folded it in half again. I'm going to take the two ends together and take them through my hands one last time. So we've got 4 and 4, so basically 8. Now at this point, I cut these two loops. So this has the two ends that I started with. And you could, if you fold this in half, that would probably be the right length. I've been doing a lot of 1/1 stitching, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, which is fine. So this is how long. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's about a yard. It is. This is probably about, let me measure for sure. Yep, just barely over a yard length. So that's what's comfortable for me. So then I'm going to take all my raw ends and flip around to my loop end. I'm going to take my floss drop. I'm going to put my loop through the floss drop and thread my ends through. And then I will take my label maker and label it with, what, 3328? Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. But that is how I do it. That's how I cut my floss, my DMC floss. So hopefully that helps. Let me move that guy out of the way. Next question. Connie says, how do you handle stitching a design like a plaid or a stripe? Do you stitch the darker color first? No. I stitch the lightest color first. I have a New Start whip to share, and it is a plaid, and I will show that to you. Didn't exactly follow that rule, but I would stitch the light first. If you stitch the dark first, especially if it's a red, and then you go back, especially if it's a white, for the plaid, dragging your floss through the red that's already on there, you could pick up some of those fibers. So I would say do your light first and then your darkest. Susan, did you change any colors on October's month to month? No, I didn't. Shelley, I am looking to be able to send my completed projects to someone for finishing into small pillows. Do you happen to know of anyone? I personally have not used them, but this question was asked a lot when I started Flosstube. Vonda, the Twisted Stitcher, and Artie, the Vintage Stitcher, is that correct? Are a couple that were mentioned. Vana for sure. I mean, I've watched some of her tutorials. She is amazing. I don't know how often these ladies take new work. So you would just have to reach out to them. I will try to link to both of their channels here on YouTube down below. And if anyone knows of other people who finish, I know some others were mentioned in the past, but I didn't go back to look. Those are just two off the top of my head. Please let me know, and I will update the links down in the description. Becky, what are the forms that you store your quilted material on? Do you have a video showing that or a link? I have shown these many times, and I have a link always down in the description under links and mentions. The boards that I use, you can find that there. Lori, where do you find the Annie B's monthly ornament? And do you join the Facebook group and order there? I didn't see it in their Etsy shop. You are not going to find it in the Annie B's Etsy shop. It's very confusing. So Annie B's designed the chart, but the chart is exclusive to Crazy Annie's Stitchin'. And when I get to that start finish here in my video, I want to talk about the club, but I do have a link. I had a link last week, and I will have a link today. It is filling up quickly. They've increased it 100 twice. So 500 is their max, so they just can't handle any more than that. Annie has been Annie from Crazy Annie's Stitchin' has been amazing. She reached out to me. She's awesome, and the group is really fun, and they're getting ready to send out the second month's chart. Definitely try to sign up, but please understand that that's a lot of people in a group. I think it way exceeded what they thought they were going to get, which is wonderful. Thank you guys for your excitement. But the link to sign up is down below. If the link doesn't work, I would imagine it's because they're full. And on the Crazy Annie Stitchin's Facebook page, she will probably announce when they were completely full. Sherry, question on the March Stitching with the Housewives month to month. I don't really like the yellow barn. Ideas for a different color. I did comment. I have not really even looked at it. I like the yellow barn, but I would say if you're not a fan of yellow, maybe pink. I'm trying to think, is it tulips on that chart? If I'm not mistaken, I would say pink. I don't think there's any aquas in that, but I think aqua would be kind of pretty for spring as well. Just maybe look at the other colors that Stitching with the Housewives uses a lot in their series. I know Priscilla kind of uses the same colors over and over, and try to pick something from there that you like better. Judy, will you be sharing your quilting projects again in the future? And I feel like someone else asked that too. Yes, I just am behind, and I have not organized myself. And like I was talking about starting a Flosstube earlier, I have learned to, instead of throwing things in and making a disaster of my video, I need to organize it. So tentatively, please don't hold me to this, but tentatively, I will share some quilting next week in my Flosstube. CZ, where do you get yours from? That's all I copied from that. That's great, Nicole. Good job. Kimberly Jolly talks about starching fabric, and it has me intimidated. Do you do starching for your quilts? I'm working on my very first quilt now, but so slow I didn't starch because I'm using charm packs. I know Kimberly starches, and there's a few quilters who starch, but there's a lot that do not. I am in the no starch category. I understand why she does it, and I think it probably helps with precision a little bit, but I don't starch, so I can't advise on that. Don't worry about being slow. Here is my philosophy on quilting, and really anything. Do it at your own pace. It should be enjoyable. All of this should be enjoyable. It is not a race. And if it's not enjoyable, you won't do it. So don't worry about being slow. I tend to be a little bit slow on the quilting too, because I prefer to have a precise block, or as precise as possible. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm itchy. And not just see how many I can get done. There are times where I do sew up a bunch and I feel really good about it, but there are times where it's an hour and a half on one block. And because I fiddle with it and I want the points to all match. So don't worry about that. Just however long. And I'm really sorry that I did not apparently copy and paste the entire question you asked. I'm going to have to go back and look at it because that didn't help me at all. I'm so sorry. That's my fault. Let's see. I answered that. Rebecca wants to know if you have a video where you explained 1/2 or 2/2. I never understand that part. That is if you are stitching on even weave, Lugana, or linen. If you are stitching on Aida, that does not apply to you. I did discuss this in a lot of my earlier videos. It was one of the things after I first started that I got asked a lot about. And my friend Anna had the best explanation. I did not look it up. I will look it up and I'm going to read it again next week because she explained it so much better than I did. She is a fantastic stitcher, but she had a great explanation. I'm going to go back and find it and I will definitely share that next week. But it's talking about how many threads you're stitching over. So if you're stitching on an even weave, Lugana, or linen, you are not stitching one little square. You are stitching over. So you're basically skipping a thread, skipping a hole in there, because that will, for example, 28 count is the equivalent of a 14 count Aida. So that is going to make your stitch the same size as a 14 count. And I know it's kind of confusing. I know I talked about it in some Stitch With Me lives. And I also, again, I talked about it in earlier Flosstubes. I am planning a Stitch With Me just for a fun thing where we stitch Big City Christmas because I need to get cracking on that. And that I am stitching on a Lugana, so I will explain it with that. And I have not scheduled that, but I will be scheduling it soon. So stay tuned, because when I do schedule a live, if you are subscribed to my channel here, please subscribe if you haven't already. You'll get notified that I'm going to be doing a live. And Verna says, just started, oh no, question, love your glasses, where did you get them, the style name, etc. They're Calvin Klein. I bought them at my eye doctor and I don't know the style number, sorry. Mari Mary, I'm not sure how you say your name, I'm sorry if I butchered it. Can you tell us how you store your cross stitch fabric? Yes, I will take a picture to show you next week. I have been keeping it in my drawers in my IKEA Alex unit, and I just sorted it out and actually used multiple drawers. I was kind of shoving it all in one drawer, but I have enough fabric stash now that I wanted 28 count in one drawer, 28 or 14, since those are the equivalent, 32 or 16, 36 or 18. Those are the sizes of fabric I have. So I put each in its own drawer. So when I am looking for a fabric of a certain count, I can just pull that drawer open and get it. But I will share a photo in next week's video. That is it for questions. So I know we're going to move to FFOs, and if you follow me on Instagram or are a member of my Facebook Stitching with Nichol group, you've seen this. My first finish is the Cherry Hill Stitchery. Merry Christmas. This was my birthday start in November, and I had started off pretty good, and then I felt like I just kind of got distracted. I was finishing up the old-fashioned Sal, wasn't I? Or were we already done? I don't even remember. The last quarter of the year, I don't remember, to be honest. So anyway, I don't know where to put this. Sorry, I have such a mess. I finished. I just kind of did a monogamous stitch until this guy was done. And I am glad I did. I think I'm going to do that with some of my whips. I'm just going to pull one out and monogamous stitch it till it's done because a lot of them are small. This isn't super huge. I finished it on a sled from Chantal's 141 design. So you're getting to see the finish and the fully finish all in one video. I stitched this on 32 count platinum, Lugana, I think. The exact fabrics down below. I'm pretty sure it was platinum. And I used, and I said 32 count, right? You guys, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I did not use any of the called for threads. So all of the colors I did use are listed down below. I also listed them on Instagram. So if you are curious exactly what I'm using, you can find that there. This sled, I actually did not finish the back of it. This is the smaller size, but I do want to kind of give you a little disclaimer. This was her original sled. This one was sold through Fat Quarter Shop, and I think she reworked it. I do think it's probably very similar. I don't know exactly. I have not measured it out to the small size. This is the small, not the large. You can see kind of compared to me how big this one is. I think it'll be really cute as a little leaner. Probably even could get a little easel. I did do a little beaded handle on some twine. And these wood beads are from Amazon. So if I wanted to hang it, I could. But how I finished this, and there are some detail photos. Maybe I'll even insert them into the video here. I didn't take detailed photos, but I did take a couple of process photos for the stain. My card makers are going to know I used Tim Holtz Distress Inks for staining this. I did not actually use stain. I didn't paint it. I didn't spray paint it. It was fast. I did seal it with a clear coat sealant spray, which probably took the longest because I did three coats of the spray to seal it. Distress ink is water reactive, and so in case this would ever get wet or something, I did not want the ink to run. So I do want to be very clear about that. The wood part here, and then I know a lot of it you can't really see, but this little top piece, and again, I will insert a photo, one of those directions. This is Gathered Twigs and Walnut Stain. And I just took the ink pad and wiped it. Now up here, where it transitions from red to brown, so this little piece that goes across I did in the browns, but then this is red. I actually just used washi tape to mask it off. And then I reversed the washi tape, and this is Lumberjack Plaid, and so is this. And the Lumberjack Plaid is a really beautiful bold red, but I wanted my red to be kind of not dirty, that's not the right word, distressed. I mean, I know I'm using distress ink, but I wanted it to be a little bit more of that rustic, that's the word I'm looking for, look. So I actually took my browns after I did the red, and I wish I would have shown the red when it was bright red, but I didn't. And I just took my ink pads right over the top, and it's the perfect color. Absolutely the perfect color. So 3 ink pads, stained this, used a clear coat, the same clear coat I use if I'm spray painting. Just a matte clear coat is what I used to seal this. I did spray it 3 times. I wanted to make sure it was really good and sealed. And then I glued the 2 pieces together. This piece is separate from the backer. Glued that on. I used 2 pieces of sticky board. I used 2 layers of batting. I use a pretty thin batting. I use Warm and White in my quilting, and since I have scraps of that, that's what I use. So I did do 2 layers of Warm and White batting. Back behind this, no batting behind the fabric on this back layer. And this fabric is Sweetwater fabric. I have no idea from what collection. It's just from my stash. Ribbon, I believe, is from Michael's or Joann's. I don't know which one on there. This pick was a Joann's pick that it's actually pretty full. I cut little pieces off. I learned that little hack from Chantal at 141 Design. Same maker as this board, and tucked them in and glued them in place. I made this little bow. It's actually 3 separate pieces, but then I gathered it with some needle and thread. And then in the center, I made my own covered button. So that snowflake is the same snowflake as this one. And I just stitched it in the red floss that I used for this on a little scrap of the platinum Lugana, and then I made my own button. If you guys want to see a button tutorial, I would be happy to throw one in here on my channel and just make that a separate, its own type of video. I'm addicted. I want to make all the buttons now. I love it. There are lots of tutorials too. So Lori Holt has a great one. You can definitely check hers out. But, and then I made the button, and I did end up hot gluing it in place because I really wanted it to be sturdy right there in the center. And I think I threaded through some twine and then knotted it around the bow, glued it in place, and then I did put a little glue right underneath the back of the button to hold it down. So that's my finish. Oh, and I think I mentioned beads are from Amazon. They're the wood beads. I have lots of different ones I love. You're going to see some in my next finish as well, which is a new thing for you guys. I haven't shared it anywhere yet. But I love this. I love it so much. I cannot wait to display it next year. And I'm totally okay. I thought I am a seasonal stitcher. I love stitching in season, but I'm not minding the finishing of things out of season, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be stitching all year long, Halloween and Christmas, because I know those are the 2 I have the most whips for, and just finish when I finish. And when I'm going to package this pretty up and put it in a bag. Maybe I always keep like leftover bubble wrap it up and put it in my storage. So it'll be a treasure to pull out next year. So that is my first fully finished. And then my second is a tiny. And I finished the Let It Snow. These little and I actually finished it on a tag from Chantal's 141 Design. So this was in her mystery make-along box. Here's a really good, the red. I did use a couple different colors of distress ink. It's very similar to my sled, but this ornament is the Primrose Cottage Let It Snow, finished on 25 count mushroom Lugana with the called for colors. And I used some of the Lori Holt white vintage trim. I didn't mount it on any other fabric. 2 layers of batting underneath this, adhered to sticky board. And this is some stitching with the Housewives black gingham ribbon. I used my little bow tutorial that I shared in the ornament video I did, the ornament finishing video. But I had thought I might use this for winter, but it's just Christmassy to me, and I thought it made the perfect little ornament. I'm going to flip it around to the back because you can see I did finish the front and back of this one. I didn't on some of my other ornaments, and I'm regretting it. So I did ink both sides, lumberjack plaid, walnut stain, and black soot. That is what's giving it the burnt edges, the dark black edges, which is my favorite. Even in card making, you guys probably know I love a good black soot. Just wiped it on with the ink pads, and then same thing, 3 coats of the matte clear coat, spray coat to seal in the color. And then I did some twine, and then these are Snowman beads. And he's really not wanting, I might glue them so they stay put because they don't want to stay. There we go. These are, I did write it down, didn't I? I did. I used the buffalo plaid and the rustic farmhouse. So these are rustic farmhouse, except for the little disc that makes his hat. That is actually from the buffalo plaid. Unfortunately, that little disc doesn't come in the rustic farmhouse. And I thought the rustic looked better with this particular stitch. I love both. I'm going to show you because I did bring them, or I had them in the basement in some of my finishing stuff, so I did bring them up. This is the buffalo plaid, so cute white snowman. So he's cute. This is the rustic, so they're like the natural color, but they don't have the black discs in them while these do. So I kind of used a combination of both. If you're wondering why there's a bobby pin, that's how you thread the beads on. I think I shared that in my finishing video. Makes it so much easier. So these are the beads. I will link these down in the description below if you're looking for them, because the snowman could be used for winter stitches as well, making garlands and stuff. But I love it. I thought it turned out sweet. I tend to kind of go, don't add too terrible much. I mean, I almost think I could add a teeny tiny snowflake stitched button. We'll see. Maybe I might, but I love it. I thought it was super fun. I'm excited to finish more ornaments this year. I'm going to try to maybe finish one a month. That's kind of my goal. And anyway, more snowmen, lots of snowmen. Okay, those are my two FFOs. Thank you guys for all your nice comments on my sleigh too that I already had shared. I think I shared everything that I used on my tag. All right, start and finish, and I did start and finish it last week. This is the Freezin' Season Ornament Club by Crazy Annie Stitches. Crazy Annie Stitchin'. So sorry. It is designed by Annie B. So what I was talking about earlier in the Q&A, it's a little confusing because there's Annie B's and Crazy Annie Stitchin'. Annie B's did design the chart. You cannot find the charts there though. You can only get them through the club. The club started out with a 300 person max. It's a year-long ornament club. And then they moved it up to 400, and then they've had so many signups in this last week that they moved it up to 500. And her post on her Instagram page today, Crazy Annie Stitchin' Facebook page, said that they're almost maxed out at 500, and that is going to be it. So if you're interested, please jump on right away. It is very cute. It was a very quick stitch. I'm excited to see what month 2 is. I'm excited to try to keep up with it. So one of the questions I got in my Facebook group was the colors on the sign up page. They are listed down below, so definitely look for that, because I had all of mine kitted and ready. So and I have my fabric ready too. When my chart came, I literally started stitching after I filmed last week's Flosstube. So anyway, the chart's in color. I cannot show you the chart, of course, but I did want to show, because here's like the colors. It's great. Really love it. In fact, I'm probably going to stitch it again because I told you last week I want to finish it on the Chantal's 141 design on the edge board. It's the small size of the old-fashioned tall backer board that she made for our old-fashioned Sal. And she's doing a Mad for Plaid stitch along using the hands-on design. So if you're interested at all, please in her stitch along or the board, check it out. I ordered mine, so when it ships I will be sure to share that with you. And here's my finished. I did stitch on 36 count Duxbury linen 1/2, meaning I used 1 strand of floss over 2. The called for, oh, I can look, I believe she said 2 strands over 2, yes, but honestly, I don't like stitching 2 strands on 36 count, so I didn't. So mine may look a little lighter than some of yours, plus I used the wrong color of blue to do the back stitching on my scarf. I don't mind it, I like it, but that's why mine's a little lighter. I absolutely love, love, love this. I do think I may stitch it again. I haven't decided if this one will, and do an ornament. I haven't decided if this one will be an ornament or the next one I stitch. We'll just see, because I do want to do one as that on the backer board for my hot cocoa bar for January. But the more I looked at it after I stitched it, the more I thought, you know, this would be cute on one of my trees that I have in the basement. So, isn't it darling? Look how cute. I love it. So again, if you're interested, please join. If it does sell out, please don't be mad. I had no idea that it was going to be that popular. And again, thank you guys. Thank you to my viewers in my Facebook community for being excited and joining. I know that that's great for them. I just think it was a little unprecedented how many signups they got. So I'm excited to stitch along with all of you this year and to see your progress, and it'll be exciting. So that was my start and finish, my first one. Oh, and the others were the ones I just showed you. I already finished them. Okay, so that was my finish. Whips this week. So I am working on Big Hearted Tiny Town. This is part of the Big Hearted Sal, hosted by Sweetwater Stitcher and Mrs. Jones Stitches. So definitely check them out. I will have them linked down in the description. I love this chart by Heart and Hand. I want to do all of them. And I've decided this is probably going to be my next monogamous stitch till I'm done. I didn't get that much done, and I'll show you why here in a minute. I still have my floss because I started stitching before I did my Patreon live today. But here's where I'm at. I did have to rip something out and fix it. I had to rip out these windows. The chart's in black and white. And because of that, I didn't notice that the little inside of these windows was supposed to be white, and I stitched the whole window brown like a ding-dong. So I ripped it out, and I am just stitching away. It's actually pretty quick. This is 32 count powder pink splash Lugana, and I love it. And I do think I'm going to try to make this into a drum. I'm going to follow Vonna, the Twisted Stitcher. She has a great tutorial. Let's cross our fingers that it goes well. I was at the cross stitch shop last Saturday with my friend here in town at Heart's Desire in Wichita, in case anyone is from this area or you visit. It's a great store. I took tons of photos for like things that they have stitched on display and stuff because it was so inspiring. But the gal who was checking us out, who works there, said she had made her first drum following Vanna's tutorial, and she said it didn't go great, but it didn't go terrible. She said it was a learning experience, and I have a feeling that that's what it'll be. But I think it will be a cute drum. Chantal has a board she made for the tiny towns, and then I couldn't remember this last week either. Paisley and Polka Dots, maybe. Someone in my Facebook group posted their finish on the board. It is a board made for this too, and it was really, really cute. I do think I'm going to try to make it into a drum because I'm kind of into trying new things. So that is my first whip. And my other whip from this week is a start, and I would have been finished probably, but I did not have this color of floss, 776. So I had to pick it up from the store. Salt and Pepper Stitching has a free chart. I think you need to, what she said on Instagram when she posted it was screenshot it, send it to your printer to print, or you can print right from your phone or iPad or whatever, because there's nowhere to download it. But it's this heart. I'm just going to do a little, even though it's free, I really don't like to share it. There's so much theft out there. You guys know. But anyway, it's cute. I am stitching mine on 36 count Milk and Honey. I am going to finish it into a heart shape. I have a really cute idea. I don't want to share too much in case it doesn't work out. We'll see. But I think I'm going to make it into a heart. This is where I'm at. I'm hoping I can finish it this evening. But this is 36 count Milk and Honey. 1/2 is what I am doing. And I love it. So this is the plaid here. This is the plaid. You can see the light pink. And then because I didn't have the medium pink, I went ahead and did the red, and then I'll have to do the medium pink, but I think that'll be okay. But I did the light pink first because of that. It's really cute. It's so tiny. It's so tiny on the 36 count linen. I'm excited to turn it into a heart-shaped like little stuffed thing, and then I've got this cute finish. We'll see. I'm hoping I can get that all stitched and sewn and everything for next week. But just 3 colors of floss. I haven't even put all of them on. I only put the new one on a floss drop. What am I doing? What am I even doing with my life? Okay, so that is my other start this week in WIP. All right, I want to talk about, and I bet you it is, I want to talk about some upcoming sales with Fat Quarter Shop that I'm going to be participating. The first one I want to talk about, because it's the first one, the one that starts first, tongue-tied today, is the Fat Quarter Shop Love Potion Mystery Sale. It is a paid for mystery sale, meaning over the course of, I believe, 4 weeks, you get a portion, like it's probably on Friday. It has been in the past. That's what I'm going to assume. I have the dates, but I forgot to write them down. You know how I said I was organized? Maybe not. It starts, I think, February 3rd. It starts here right at the beginning of February to do the stitch along all month long. I'm going to show you the sneak peek, what they shared on Fat Quarter Shop. It is a mystery, so you don't know what the whole chart looks like. I've seen it. It's very, very cute. I'm excited. I am stitching it. So here is the sneak peek. Now, what I've decided to do, because you know I'm super into the smaller count fabric, I do think, okay, I'm going to hold this up again. It's stitched on white, and I'm sure it's stitched on 14 count white, I think, is what the model is stitched on. It says on Fat Quarter Shop, and I have a link to this and then to the extra things you can buy. There's a floss pack that comes with floss biddies. I am going to use the called for floss, but I am going to use the powder pink splash 32 count Lugana to stitch mine. So it's going to look a little different with those colors on pink, but I laid the floss out on the pink fabric and I think it's going to look amazing. And I do think I'm going to finish mine. At this point, I think I'm going to finish mine into a pillow, but I have not made a final determination yet. But that's what I think I'm going to do. And of course, stitching on 32 count means mine will be slightly smaller than what theirs is. But follow along, stitch with me all of February, stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop. I'm really excited. I will be sharing my progress throughout the month, so stay tuned for that. And then the next one, oh, did I really get rid of my paper? I did. Let me see. The next one is the Fat Quarter Shop Bountiful Stitch Along. I believe that starts, oh, hold on, back it up. I do want to mention, if you order the Love Potion cross stitch pattern before February 3rd, you will receive the Love Potion supply list immediately, and each of the patterns will be delivered to your email every Friday for 4 weeks. Look, I did have it on here. I should read what I put on here earlier this week. Can't remember. So just wanted to mention that to you guys. Now, the Fat Quarter Shop Bountiful Stitch Along. This is their big fundraiser for Make-A-Wish that they do every year. There's the quilt and the stitch along. I'm doing the stitch along. I may do the quilt along too. We shall see. I have not decided that yet, since I failed so spectacularly, and I haven't even finished last year's stitch, but since I signed up with them to do this, I need to keep up with the cross stitch this year. Anywho, Donations from the community, they're asking for you to make a donation. The chart is completely free. The supplies, you can use what you have on hand. You can use their suggested supplies, and that goes for the quilt or the cross stitch along. It's amazing that they do this. I love that they raise money for Make-A-Wish. It is one of my favorite things about Fat Quarter Shop is that they give back a lot. They are at $12,000 right now from the donations they have received. And even though, obviously I've seen the chart and everything already, I'm making a donation. And it's kind of just a free will donation, whatever you think you can do. But, when they reach their first milestone of $20,000, they will release the fabric requirements and cross-stitch supplies list. And these milestones are really important because their goal is to raise $100,000 for Make-A-Wish. They share, if the families and the recipients of Make-A-Wish feel comfortable, they share. They just shared a lovely story this last week. A girl who was a recipient, she makes pillowcases, I believe, for children going through treatment. And she went through treatment herself, and she got a shopping spree from Fat Quarter Shop. I think she even got a sewing machine. It's amazing. I love seeing that. And again, I just love that they give back. It's one of my very favorite things about Fat Quarter Shop, and it's why I really love supporting them. I think that it's amazing that they do that, and it's amazing what they give the quilting and cross-stitch community for free. They give you these charts for free. You can use supplies you already have. You can buy things. They always put together amazing thread packs and fabric bundles and kits and things. And so you can do it exactly like them, but you can also just sew from your stash and stitch from your stash. So it's amazing. I will have a link to the donation page. Please consider giving a donation if you're going to stitch or quilt along. Very much appreciate it, and I will be sharing my process. I believe this starts in March. This is a promo picture they've shown, so I don't feel bad about showing it. Obviously, the chart will be released weekly, so there will be sections of it. I will tell you, not stitching with any of the colors. I am picking my own colors. I'm also changing the chart a little bit. I will talk about it when we get started. I will be sharing... I am ordering. I have not ordered yet. I'm still contemplating, but I think I know what I'm going to do. I am going to do this in what I consider more, I shouldn't say sampler colors, because samplers are in lots of colors. I'm considering doing mine in blues, reds, like golds, and darker greens. We shall see. And then I will talk to you when we get closer to it and I have committed about what I am going to change. And I do think this will for sure be a little pillow because I have my finishing idea for it, and I'm going to stitch on a much smaller count. I'm going to stitch on 36 count Milk and Honey, I'm almost positive. And so it will be smaller. The sample is stitched on 14 count. And I'm really, really excited. So please stitch along with me if you want to. And then the other thing that I just printed off this morning, Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, shared that she started this. It's a free chart from Hello by Liz Matthews. It's this. Nope. I mean, it's free. I will link to it on her site. But it's this always arrow, and I love it. I think hers is a blue floss stitched on let's see, she even says it's Gentle Arts Brethren Blue on 36 count sanguine. She did use 2/2. I think I'm going to use the 36 count Duxbury, and I think I'm going to use Black Coffee by Classic Colorworks and do black on the kind of dirty linen look. I'm really excited. I think it'll be cute. I am going to make it into a little pillow. Very, very cute and excited. I hope to stitch that up yet this weekend. I think it'll be really quick. So thank you, Jessica, for always inspiring and letting everyone know. So I love sharing those kind of freebie chart things like that. Okay. I itinerary got out of order. I have Happy Mail. Went to the post office. I had some awesome Happy Mail. First of all, I got this darling card from Julie. Cute, cute. I love this collection of paper and embellishments. It's awesome. But this was what was in the package. How cute. It's a tea towel. I'm sure she crocheted, is that right? The top, and then of course this just unhooks and you can put it over the handle of your oven. I don't want to get it dirty though. I don't really want to put it, if I hang it there, I won't use it and it'll be fine. But it's the other people who come to my kitchen who think, oh, it's a towel, let me wipe my greasy hand all over it. But it's so cute. I will treasure this. Julie, thank you, thank you. And also I already sent out thank yous for anything that I received here, so you should be getting those. All right, that is my first little Happy Mail. I've got some cards to share. This is, oh, hold on really, really quick. Oh yeah, this is her note that she wrote me. I had to look to make sure. This is from Lisa. She's part of my Patreon, but she sent me this cute card and I wanted to share it. Thank you so much, Lisa. I absolutely love it. I love those lawn fawn images. This is from Peggy, and Peggy sent me some money to help cover shipping. Always super appreciated for giveaways and such. So thank you so much. That was so, so kind of you, and I truly appreciate it. My friend Judy, also a Patreon member, sent me this beautiful card. Absolutely stunning, embossing, all the layering, so, so pretty. Thank you, Judy. This is from, is it Jung? I hope I'm saying your name right. She shared her big hearted Sal finish in my Facebook group and it is amazing. Look at this. She stitched on this card. This is a Spellbinders die and this is stunning. And she put little pearls in the center of each of the stitches. Oh, so, so beautiful. Oh, she even says how to say her name. Jung rhymes with young. I'm sorry, I'm a hot mess today. I've always wondered how to say your name. Did I not read that part of the card when I opened it? Please forgive me. This is from my friend Tabitha. She's also a Patreon member. Look at that beautiful scene. Look at the metallic-y look on the trees. Beautiful, Tabitha. Thank you. And Linda sent me this beautiful card. This, doesn't it just give you the winter vibes? I love that bunny looking up at the tree. Look at the beautiful background. Thank you so much. My friend Lori sent me this beauty and made me cry. So pretty. Thank you, Lori. And Roberta sent me this darling card, and she sent me her little corgis. I don't really want to show, oh, I can kind of, there's one there too. So she wrote me a note, but pictures of her corgis, which I loved. And you guys, Roberta was major generous. She shared some of her extra charts. So she sent Trucking Along May from Stitching with the Housewives, which will be a giveaway here in a little bit. She sent this beautiful B is for Beeves from Twin Peaks Primitives. So that will be included in the giveaways today. And then I'm going to have to open this because I think it's covering it. She sent the brand new Stackables January from Fat Quarter Shop and the floss. This will be a giveaway today. How amazing, Roberta. This was so incredibly generous. Thank you so, so much. Okay, so I'm going to give that away here in a minute. Let's hold on to it. I'm running out of room. And then, but wait, there's more. I had a lot of stitch email. Nancy sent me this beautiful card too. I just love seeing all of you guys' beautiful work. Look at the soft blending. Oh, so pretty. And she had asked if she could send me some 14 count Aida because she's not stitching on that anymore. She sent 14 count antique white, 14 count white chocolate. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. And another 14 count white. These will all be giveaways today too. So amazing. And Nancy, thank you so, so much for sending those to give away to our viewers, because when you guys answered last week's question, we have a lot of 14 count stitchers. So, and we have a lot of stitchers of all counts, but I know 14 count is kind of that nice baseline standard, and we have a lot. So I know that you guys are going to love the opportunity to win those. So thank you everyone for the stitch email. Totally made my heart so happy, and I love it. And Roberta packaged hers so cute. It was all in Valentine's in the box. I had to go to the lockbox at the post office to get it out, and I'm like, what is in the lockbox? And it has hearts on the box, and when I opened it, it had heart tissue paper. It was so, so adorable. I absolutely loved it. So okay, haul. I have just a tiny bit of haul. Last Saturday, my friend Lori and I went out and did a little bit of shopping. We went to this one store that kind of has mixed media type stuff, like great things for finishing cross stitch, which was what she was looking for. I did end up getting a couple things. I don't have them even close to me. I didn't buy a whole lot there. It was more like eye candy and great. I didn't even know it was here. So it was great to go look at it and see what they had so that I can go back one of these days. And then while we were out, we weren't planning on it, but we enabled each other to go to Heart's Desire, which is the cross-stitch store in Wichita, Kansas. And it's a beautiful LNS. If you live close, please visit it. It's fantastic. Or if you're visiting Wichita, check it out. And I bought stuff. I bought patterns for my pattern collecting. So first up, Little House Needleworks. It's snow cold. You know I have a thing for Snowman, so of course I bought all the Snowman charts. This is actually a 2012 pattern, so it is not new, but I did see it in stock at Fat Quarter Shop, so I will link to it there down below in case you're interested in it. So he's snow cold and he's snow cute. So that is one of my haul. I know, don't be shocked. It's another Snowman. This is also Little House Needleworks, and this one's even older. Let me look. I think it says on the back. 2010. I can't flip this one around because the pattern's on the back, which seems kind of like a bad idea. But maybe it's because it's older. Anyway, this one also is in stock at Fat Quarter Shop, so I will link this if you're interested at all. Look how cute! I love the color of fabric that he stitched on because he really pops. Okay, then are all the rest? Oh, of course they are. I'm going to show you the thing I actually went in to buy because I saw it the last time I was there, and then I just fell down a rabbit hole of buying all the things. It's fine. Of course, I got With Thy Needle and Thread. I've seen so many of you stitching Santa stops here. I have the little Rudolph chart, which uses all the same floss colors that are in this one. So Why would I not? Anyway, I've seen so many of you guys stitching this, so I had to have it. I just love Brenda Gervais patterns. Oh my gosh. So Santa stop here. Santa's not going to get stitched anytime soon. He's going to go in the things I hope to stitch closer to the holidays section. And this is what started me down my rabbit hole of not started. Obviously, I was already down the rabbit hole of snowmen, but I picked up those other two after this one because the display in Heart's Desire, they had all of these displayed together. They had all of them stitched. They had samples of all of them, and they're too good. Frosty. Oh, how good is this? And this isn't new either. 2015. Oh, had to have it. Had to. So Frosty came home. Oh, it's not Frosty. It's Jolly Happy Soul. Jolly Happy Soul came home to live with me, and he went home to live with Lori because we enabled each other. Then I have seen other floss tubers stitch this, and I wasn't going to buy it, and I'm glad I did. It's the Maker and the Mender. And I know it's kind of sampler-ish, and I don't do a lot of this, but I am going to stitch this guy. So beautiful. I should have taken it out of the package, but it's okay. I don't know when I'm going to start this. I feel like this would be a really good summer start, but I love it. The needle be it through. So Slim and Slender is both a Maker and a Mender. I just love it. It's so beautiful. So, of course, possibilities, right? And then I totally enabled Lori to get this too. We both got Seasons of the Heart by With Thy Needle and Thread, and you can stitch spring and summer and autumn and winter, of course. And I do think I am going to try to get spring going. I don't do a ton of spring stitches, but I love this. Why do I not like spring, guys? It isn't that I don't like it. I just don't do a lot. I am considering, I shouldn't even say this, but I will. I'm considering doing a spring sal because I think it will encourage me. And I think, I mean, I told you guys I wasn't going to pick anything, and I'm just looking, I'm just considering. I have a couple of different routes to go, but that's one thing I considered is maybe doing a spring sal to encourage me to have some spring stitching because I am a little sad that I don't really have, and I don't even have anything really in the works. I don't have anything kitted up. I have one chart kitted up, but that is not, to me, it's not like the cute little pillows for the dough bowls and all of that. If you guys know some really good spring charts that you think I should stitch, can you leave them in the comments? Anyway, so that's my little haul. I didn't do a ton. I have some stuff on order from Fat Quarter Shop. As always, I feel like I'm their weekly bye. No, I'm kidding. But not really. So I do have some stuff coming there. I don't think I have anything else. I did not put it in my little stack if so, but shop your LNSs if at all possible, because Lori and I were talking. We used to have scrapbook stores. It was the same store, but they had an east and west location, and it was before I lived here. It was way back when I scrapbooked, and whenever we would come here to do our shopping and stuff, I lived in a small town for most of my life, small-ish. I mean, we had like grocery stores and Walmart and stuff, but literally nothing. We had Hobby Lobby for a while, but since I've moved, I guess Hobby Lobby's even closed there. Can you imagine? No Michael's, no Joann's, no anything. There was a great needlework store in an even smaller town, Greensburg, Kansas. They got hit by an F5 tornado back in 2005, maybe? I can't remember exactly what year, but that needlework store is who framed the birth sampler of my oldest son that I shared in one of my earlier floss tubes. But where I'm going with this is we were talking about how sad it is that a lot of our like local stamp stores and scrapbook stores, because obviously that's kind of the world that I come from, are are no longer there. That store that was here and had 2 locations, the west side closed and then the east one closed. I don't even know how long ago. I hadn't been in years and years. There's not a local stamp store that I know of anywhere close. And so that's the case for needlework too. I know quite a few have closed. So support your stores. I love being able to go in and physically look. They had amazing photos. In fact, I'm going to do a photo dump in Facebook to show you guys. They had one pattern that they did not have there. They had one example. It was a pillow. It was, of course, with thy needle and thread. It was a big pillow, and they didn't have it. So I came home and I did a search. It was hard to find. Got the pattern. I'm looking for the fabric because when you see the examples stitched right there, and when you can look at things and touch things and talk to the owners and talk to the people who work there, it's an amazing experience. And so we want to support our local stores too. I know I talk a lot about how much I love Fat Quarter Shop. We just want to support the stores that are doing the good. So that's my spiel for today. All right. Anywho. Okay. Giveaways. First thing, and why is it not on here? Oh, there it is. From Flosstube 28, the Stitch Quarterly. There it is. Was never claimed. And because it was never claimed, I picked a new winner. Because it's too good of a gift to let sit outstanding. And really going forward, I'm only going to let things go for about 2 weeks. I just need to get things out of here. So this was the Stitch Quarterly. It was that you get the bag. You get the awesome fabric that is really hard to get. The pattern. The unpicker. Love it. Needle minder. Floss and needle. You get everything to make that stitch and a cute bag to store it all in. So the new, oh man, I forgot to do a haul. That's okay. I'm just going to insert it back in. The new winner of the Stitch Quarterly is Lori Eden, and I have put your comment right here. If that is you, Lori, please email me at the email down below. Please remember, I am never going to email you. I am never going to ask you to email some weird thing. I've seen a lot of YouTubers talking about it again. Scammers be scamming. Don't fall for it, please. Lori Eden, if that's you, email me and I will get that out to you. Last week's giveaways, I am giving away the February month-to-month chart only, not floss. I know it says floss on here because I belong to that, but I took the floss out and used it. Sorry. You get the chart, and I'm going to throw in the adorable decal sticker for February. This goes to Ruth Butler. Ruth, if that is you, if that's your comment, please email me. I will get that mailed out to you ASAP. I promise you guys, I'm like caught up on my mailing. I'm so happy. Also, if you won something from me, everything is mailed, everything is on its way, so you should be getting it. Okay, and then the other giveaway from last week was my favorite things. So my favorite things, you're going to get size 26 and 28 Bowen needles. You're going to get a magnetic case to keep your needles in. You are going to get some floss biddies and the Floss Fairy Wand, Nicole's favorite things. The winner is Margaret E. Margaret, if that is you, please email me at my email down in the description. I will get those out to you so you can start stitching. Okay, this week's giveaways. I feel like I've just talked forever today. I don't think I have. But... All right, so they're all from viewers sending me goodies to give away. So thank you. Thank you to our generous viewers for sharing these wonderful things with us. Number 1. Oh, let's go over rules. Please be a U.S. resident. Please be over 18, U.S. resident or a U.S. mailing address. Be over 18. I have to ask for your address, so you need to be over 18. I would appreciate if you like and subscribe. You don't have to, but I do appreciate it. We're trying to get to 100K so I can do some really amazing giveaways for you guys. And let's answer this question today, since I went to my local LNS and I bought some of my favorite designers' charts, which seems to be with my needle and thread lately. But tell me who your favorite designer is. Is it Stitching with the Housewives? Is it Primrose Cottage? Just tell me who your favorite designers are. I have so many. Is it Cherry Hill Stitchery? Is it Salt and Pepper? Is it, I don't want to leave anyone out, literally. But tell us who it is. It might be somebody that nobody has heard of and they might want to go check it out. So leave a number. Like, I'm going to list out the things that I'm giving away with a number. So if you're interested in 1, 5, and 6, put 1, 5, 6. Please don't put a hashtag in front of it. I still had people doing that last week. Please don't put hashtags in your comments. It kind of messes it up on my end, and it kicks a lot of those comments into things that need moderated. So just put the numbers that you're interested in. If you're interested in all, please don't write all. Please put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And other than that, answer who your favorite designer or designers are. I have a lot. That would be a hard one. Maybe if you could have one that you really, really love, but whatever you want to do there. So number 1 is Stitching with the Housewives, Trucking Along May. Put a 1 in the comment if you're interested in that one. Number 2, B is for Bees by Twin Peaks Primitives. If you're interested in this one, so pretty. Put a 2. Number 3, put a 3 in your comment if you're interested in the January stackables from Fat Quarter Shop. It's the pattern and the floss. Number 3. Number 4, and I want to make sure these are the same. They are. Number 4 is 2 opportunities to win the Antique White 14 count Ada. So I will pick 2 winners. 2 opportunities. So this is number 4. And number 5 is white chocolate. So if you're interested in the white chocolate 14 count Ada, put a number 5. So there are 5 different numbers to put, 6 giveaways this week. I hope that makes sense. And please just let me know who your favorite designer is. Okay, you guys, I hope that you all have a wonderful stitchy week until I come back next week. I do have some things to share with you. Hopefully I will have some quilting things. I have a list of that. I will share my fabric organization for cross stitch fabric, how I have it. I'll share a photo at least in the drawers. And I hope everyone has a great week. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will answer those in next week's video. Thank you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.